What's up, guys? Another edition of our GAGS Goals Updates, my Road to 220 series. This may be a little shorter than normal just because I got people to see, places to be, but that's kind of part of me, business owner, just having lots going on. So I got in a little bit early today and kind of did a lot of my warm-ups on my own. We had a big packed house today, a lot of PRs, which was really cool. I really love the energy. And this was definitely one of those sessions where it's kind of bittersweet for me, like kind of going down in a cut. And, but I really love, as a coach, especially seeing some of the athletes surpass me. It's kind of like almost when the student kind of surpasses the teacher kind of thing. So it was really cool. We had a lot of big lifts today. Our buddy Brandon smashed 640 squat for an easy triple. We had Westside Lou come in from upstate, and he's been working on a West Side kind of off-season program. He's one of our more accomplished equipped lifters. He did a really strong 780 squat and equipped, but he did at bare knees. No sleeves, no wraps, no nothing. So really cool. It got some good energy, and then we had some of some of our newer guys get into wraps for kind of the beginning stages of kind of learning knee wraps. We had Big Joey squatting close to 500 for a triple, and Stevie hitting a strong double with 400, kind of passing those marks. And our ladies crushed it as well. So it was really good energy today. These are the sessions I kind of live for. It's kind of tough for me as a coach because I'm getting ready for a meet. I'm trying to worry about what everyone else is doing. So I made sure to kind of warm up early so I could help out as much as I could, and it worked out. I think, like I said, everyone hit a PR that I can remember, and some were really substantial. Some were getting close to their 1 rep max for multiple repetitions, which was really cool. Some above their meet competition PRs, so it was really cool to kind of see that. As for myself, my weight's been kind of still sitting around 240. It has been trending down. My body fat's been going down, but my weight has not really moved too much. And as we're getting close to the meet, I don't want to be too much in a deficit. So as it looks like right now, it looks like the water cut's going to be a little bit bigger than I anticipated. So I'll kind of roll with the punches. I've done as much as a 23-pound water cut before. It looks like I'm going to have to do close to a 20-pound water cut this time around, but at a lower body weight. If you look at some of my older YouTube footage, I've done a 1950 total at 275, and I was very close to total in 2000 that meet. That was one of my better performances, one of my worst kind of peaks, but one of my best performances. I cut from 296 and weighed in at 273 for that meet. That's actually my all-time PR total. I've never been able to really put a good meet together, even though my best lifts total well over 2,000. I've squatted 900 in competition. I've done at super heavyweight, I've done a 575 bench in competition at super heavyweight, and more recently, my meet PR at super heavyweight. My meet PR is 660 at 275, and I've done 700 in the gym and 640 at super heavyweight. So I've kind of haven't been able to put all these lifts together. So what is cool is I am in position to actually hit an all-time PR total at an all-time light body weight. So I'm really excited about that. So on to the actual workout itself. But just kind of give you a little context on kind of what's in the works and what some of my goals are moving forward. Last meet I did a 1900 at 242. So obviously if I could match that or even be increase that, or if I could hit an all-time PR total, that'd be kind of icing on the cake. Just because again I haven't really been able to put together a good meet where I've had all like kind of lifts kind of line up in my favor. So warm-ups went pretty well. I was pretty happy with the depth overall. I was getting down pretty good. 690 moved really well. I thought it was a pretty good depth with that. That was my first set in reps, and I hit a 740 squat, which is the heaviest I've gone this training cycle with straight weight. And I was anticipating to actually have to use a Monster Mini for anything above that, but since things moved really well, I elected to do 780 with just a mini band. With the amount of gear I'm wearing, with the amount of weight I'm using, it's really not helping too much. It's almost kind of silly to put on, but I kind of stuck with the plan, and I just adjusted the plan a little bit. I was anticipating to do that again with the Monster Mini, but I'd like to do 780 with a Mini, which was great. And that's going to be hopefully around a projected second attempt, because I did 770 last meet, so I'm looking to kind of do something above 770 on my second attempt this upcoming meet. And then the goal for today was just have something over 800 on my back. I elected to go 830 this time. I've been doing 820 with the light band, with the reverse light band the last couple of workouts. I thought the depth was the best it's been with anything over 800 pounds. So this is the most absolute poundage I've had in my back this training cycle with the least amount of band tension. I did this with a reverse Monster Mini. I thought it moved really well. I still need to get a little bit better with the unrack, so I'm going to continue to work on my core strength a little bit. One of the things you'll see later in the video is I've been doing a lot more box squats in training, and we'll show I've been doing box squats with bands, and box squats with chains, and So if you think about, for a raw lifter, a lot of people argue like, is box squatting good? And it's a tool like anything else, and for an equipped lifter, it's going to mimic more of the position you're going to be in the suit. It's going to allow you to go a little bit wider. It's going to be a little bit easier to recover from. It's going to give you a little bit of support in that bottom, but since it allows you to go wider to a similar depth, it's going to allow you to work the hips that much more. And I've noticed that I've been doing a lot of quad work over the years to kind of bring up my raw squat. So I'm starting to implement a little bit more wider stance work. So I did 5'10", because we were using the squat bar, so we had 5 plates on the 60-pound squat bar, so I had about 5'10" on there, and I did 3 sets of 3, which were pretty comfortable. I probably could have done more, but I'm starting to kind of reduce the amount of repetitions, more, 5 reps or less, most likely for the supplemental stuff. So I did that to a box. I tried to widen my stance quite a bit, especially as I've lost weight. I haven't been able to go as wide, so the box squats have been a really great tool, and I think if you're an equipped lifter, doing some raw box squats or in some loose briefs and things can be very effective, whether it be for dynamic effort training or for some repetition or just some added volume. And then going into the belt squats, as you can see, I did a little bit, since I only did 3 reps in my supplemental exercise, I like to do a little bit more reps on the belt squatting today. Probably in subsequent weeks I'll go a little bit heavier on those. But I did a couple of reps with a really wide stance, trying to do a little bit of a pause. And then I did a close stance after that just to make sure the quads are still working. And then I did some kind of, what I would consider like sort of a belt squat good morning or hip hinge type exercise, just to kind of decompress my spine a little bit, but also kind of mimic that kind of failed position of a squat and kind of work the glutes and hamstrings a little bit more. And I'll do, again, some more accessories tomorrow. So again, you're going to see a lot more compounding resistance in some of my supplemental lifts, because that's going to mimic more of the positions of the gear. And I think something like a box squat is really effective because it's a little bit easier to recover from if you do it properly. Make sure you're not crashing on the box. Make sure you're keeping a lot of tension on the box. So I'm going to start to really kind of not really worry about my raw lifts as much. I'm going to really try to overload the top moving forward. And something also like reverse bands, whether it be raw or equipped, is also a really good tool. One thing I wanted to mention, like we talked about box squats being easy to recover from, a lot of people kind of realize overreaching and peaking and activating the nervous system and overloading. Everyone kind of talks about that during a peaking phase and getting close to a meet. But we also want to, one of the other objectives during a peaking phase is reducing fatigue. So doing something like a reverse band is a good kind of balance, because it's going to help overload your body, but also kind of support you in the bottom position. So it's a little bit easier to recover from, doesn't beat you up as much. So you're getting kind of the best of both worlds when you kind of pick out exercises like that. Same thing with like kind of a slingshot. It's going to support you in the bottom, so it's going to allow you to kind of reduce some fatigue while actually overloading your nervous system. So those exercise slingshots, reverse bands can be very, very helpful during a peaking phase, in my opinion. Just want to make sure you do this strategically and make sure your intensity on your specific lifts, your competition lifts, is still high enough. We definitely want to make sure you're working in that 90% range, so you're getting enough stimulation but not annihilation, right, for your body. So, all right, so according to my watch, I think that's all the time we have today, friends. I gotta go to my improv class. I'm trying to think a little bit quicker on my feet and all that. There's my cue. So I gotta leave. I'm a little bit late. So thank you guys so much for watching. If this video is helping you, I hope you guys are enjoying the journey so far. We only got a couple of workouts left. It's getting down to the wire. I can't believe it's going to be Yoketober. So speaking of Yoketober, if you're not following us on Instagram, make sure you follow @Gaglione Strength. During the month of October, we're going to be giving you daily tips about kind of showcasing some of the things I do with my team and myself. So it's going to be daily tips on our Instagram, so make sure you check that out as well. If you like the video, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Check out the links below. Until next time, stay strong, and we'll see you soon.